Alright people, good evening and welcome once again to Black Talon Gaming. This is Imp, also known as Chris. And we are playing Stellaris. Specifically, we're playing the Star Trek New Horizons mod in a collaborative fashion. What that means is that all the viewers are actually playing as citizens of the Federation. You can participate in polls and elections, so on and so forth. If we get a few more people in the chat, I will post a link to the Discord or a link to the subreddit, whichever. Let's go ahead and get rolling. Oops, wrong thing. There we go. So if you're not familiar, Star Trek New Horizons takes place in the world of Star Trek. We are approximately in the Enterprise era, actually at the end of the Enterprise era. The Federation of Planets has not formed yet. We're on the verge of that, but first we have to get through a couple things. Notably, we have to get through the Demons quest line, or don't know how to put that, story, mission, whatever, the Demons situation, the Demons crisis, there we go. It's like a very, very miniature crisis at the very beginning that follows the Xindi crisis. Luckily, we handled the Xindi crisis with a palm, if I do say so myself. And now we're in the middle of getting the Demons crisis handled. At the same time, unfortunately,
it's an honor to meet you.
The Andorians and the Vulcans are going to war with each other. We're going to resolve this crisis real quick so that way we can form the Federation. And at that point, we'll know what member worlds make up the Federation, and we will pause there because an election has to run. So let's go ahead and get started. I know for sure that Demons has to be finished before anything else can happen. One thing you'll see is that the Vulcans and the Andorians are fighting it out. Their two flagships are just blasting the crap out of each other in orbit around Jupiter, while I guess the rest of their militaries fight it out along their shared border there. It's kind of a bad situation, but I think we can rebuild the Kamari. Like, I think that's a thing, and we'll, maybe be able to update it. Same with the Solea. So I'm not too worried about it. I do want to see which one of these will win. If I had to put my money, it looks like the Soleil is going to win because she's still got armor. The Kamari does not, at least not right now. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, the Kamari outclasses her, or excuse me, the Solea outclasses her in damage as well as available armor and hull points. I mean, they were damn near the same in terms of shields, but we'll see what happens.
Initiating communications.
I do have one event, so I have... Demons, here we go. Murder investigation. So we will go ahead and start that right now. And in the meantime, we will go ahead and pacify the crystalline creatures, so that way we can settle Malona, or at least, we can do something about it, right? Ooh, Epsilon SETI. Oh, no. Stop. I need you to build a starbase right there because Risa's there, and I do not want the Orions taking over Risa, because it may take me a little while to get them out. Alright, so the Sol Defense Fleet consists of 6 or excuse me, 4 frigates, or 6 frigates, 6 shuttle fleets or shuttle squadrons, and then 1 light cruiser. And that's what we defeated the Zindi with. Alright, let's continue.
Logic dictates that combat is sometimes necessary.
Anomaly detected.
Now, I could have swore I had an army somewhere. Oh, I do. Okay. Interesting. So Maxwell Force got promoted. He was unfortunately like our best sector admiral, so I kind of hate that because he's not. Well, I mean he's okay in terms of president, but I'd rather have him back in sector command. Interesting, we don't have the Zenkethi, or excuse me, we don't have the Ferengi immediately. Kind of wondering where they went. Ah, I am so dumb. I just realized I don't need an admiral to get this to explore. Frick. Well, that's classic Chris for you. We will send Archer out to clear out some of these anomalies and hopefully do a pretty good job at it.
Special project complete.
What started as a simple inquiry into an upsurge in violence against aliens living and working on Earth has quickly grown beyond the confines of a criminal investigation. Earth's security has identified a number of commonalities linking the incidents. However, the breakthrough came from the brief final testimony provided by a human conspirator fatally shot. Forensic evidence points to a connection with the Orpheus mining facility on Luna.
Log updated.
That reminds me of one thing. Yeah, I should have done some of these earlier. We're going to go ahead and expand Starfleet Academy. Should have done that earlier simply because it's kind of cheap. And it gives us some good unity. Or at least it gives us 2 points of unity, which could have been helpful when we had like 30. But that is alright. This... we can't use that yet until after Demons has been handled. gonna go ahead and take a look at Orpheus Mining Colony.
Technology discovered.
Just adding traffic controls towards our populated system so that way we can have decent speeds when traveling around. There's the starbase. There it is.
Construction complete.
Wonder how this
It is
war's
an
going.
honor to meet you.
Logic dictates that combat is sometimes necessary.
Looks like the Saleya won, though it took nearly, like it's at 377 life. No, 377 power. It's got 42% life. So it's badly damaged. It's limping along there. And unfortunately the Kumari was destroyed. And they're getting the heck out of there. I'm assuming they're
Anomaly
ready.
detected.
Earth security forces have swept through the Orpheus mining facility, hunting for evidence connecting the facility to an anti-alien violence. Connecting the facility to anti-alien violence, sweeping United Earth space. The facility administrator, industrialist John Paxton, sought to assure the investigators of Orpheus's uninvolvement in the recent troubles. This proved untrue, however, as after a Mako team were attacked and killed shortly after unlocking access to a shielded area of the base housing a substantial cache of Starship-grade weaponry. Alerted by the weapons discharges, firefights erupted across the base between the investigating forces and surprisingly well-trained facility security. The conflict persists, with Earth security forced to commit several waves of reinforcements. Eventually, Orpheus is secured at great cost. However, in the chaos, the facility administrator Paxton eludes capture. Worse still, evidence from the facility indicates that Orpheus was not the only weapons cache in use by the extremists. Worrying. I'll go with that. Ah, damn, Orions. We probably should prioritize food because we do get 10% boost off of it, and we've got tons of building slots. All right, I'm gonna do that next available position. I'm gonna add some food production. Ah, here we go. These Indian sectoid infants that the Enterprise recovered from wreckage of a vessel in the Urharangai system have grown to adulthood. While raising the infants proved difficult initially, they learned quickly and have fully embraced human culture. This Indie Council has expressed no desire to repatriate the young adults. They themselves wish to become productive members of society. Several options have been presented for the resettlement within United Earth space. We're going to have them settle on. We're gonna have them settle on Mars. Just out of curiosity.
Initiating communications.
John Paxton, the former administrator of Orpheus Station, has emerged from hiding in a dramatic fashion on Mars, and I just sent the freaking Zindi there. Alright. Having taken control of planetary broadcast facilities and the Verteron array, Paxton declares open revolt against the United Earth government, accusing Prime Minister Maxwell Forrest of surrendering the future of Earth to alien powers. The rebellion, calling itself the Terra Prime Movement, has threatened to fire on Starfleet Command using the Verteron array unless all non-humans leave the Earth space. Terra Prime has a sizable support. Whoever wrote this. Terra Prime has sizable support from the people of the United Earth, as well as a number of military, political, and corporate backers. Prime Minister Maxwell Forrest is presented with two options in the current situation. Sending a strike team to capture the Verteron array offers both high risk and high reward. A somewhat safer option is to send a diplomat to the negotiation table and to try to reach a compromise with Paxton. Alright. I'm gonna decline that, because I'm sure this Vulcan Andorian war will roll over. We're gonna send in the Makos.
Updated.
Hopefully that will do the trick. Now we need at least one transport in orbit. We've got 3. We're gonna send Mr. Hayes to handle this force.
Initiating communication.
Hopefully it goes well.
Initiating communications. Survey complete.
I have had it before.
An alien empire is making contact.
More often than not more often than not, but I have had it much more often than the Earth Remnant origin that we just had, where Mars is able to secede from Earth and like just stays independent for like 40 or 50 years or something, kind of ridiculous. Not as, and it's a temporary loss, like it's one that we can overcome, but it is a situation, you know, it is a situation we have to kind of deal with. Hopefully this assault will go well. Usually,
complete.
I want to say like 8 out of 10 times this assault succeeds. You can kind of tell I'm a little bit tired. It's been a long work day for me. But yeah, so storm the Verteron array it is.
Special project complete. Initiating communications.
There we go. True hero. That's the result we wanted. A strike team led by General Joss Hayes fought valiantly against the Terra Prime forces and eventually managed to secure the communications tower and other main installations controlled by John Paxton. In a final attack on the Verteron array, General Joss Hayes has managed to capture John Paxton himself before he had the chance to destroy Starfleet Command. Joss Hayes is a true hero. What do we get for that? Oh, Joss Hayes gets 500 experience. And we in the Demon's Chain with 1500 Unity. That's what I call a spicy meatball. That should give us enough for... Yep. I'm gonna do... Unity increase, and we are only 5 months away from our final Discovery tradition, which is to boldly go. So we'll probably hit that before the Federation, forms. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling tonight's gonna be a good night. I actually hate that song, truthfully. I don't have anything really against the Black Eyed Peas. I'm just, you know, it is what it is. Cool, cool. Looks like we are going to get Epsilon SETI. I am thinking about retasking this exploration drone, this exploration ship out into the galactic east here and seeing what we can't find. Because if possible, I'd like to see what potential powers are over here that we could bring into the Federation. I know the Klingons and the Gorn are down here. The Romulans are, of course, up here. So we'll see what happens.
It is an honor to meet
This
you.
war is still going. It looks like the Vulcans may have picked too much of a fight because they are really, really regretting it. We will improve relations with the Andorians. And we will try to improve relations with the Vulcans. We're, you know, trying to bring peace to the universe. What have you? Now that the crisis on Mars has been resolved, it is once again possible to use the Verteron array for its intended purposes. Terraforming engineers have already started preparations, and soon the surface of Mars will be terraformed into a more habitable state. All that is needed is a large amount of energy to power the Verteron array. And we will do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Xindi. I literally think the Xindi are the only non-humans that are currently in the Terran. Yeah, look at that. Because we haven't done any migration treaties yet, so just out of curiosity, what do they look like? They are torrid. They're good with mineral production. They get an engineering bonus. They're fragmented society, so they're not cool with the ethics thing. They are short-lived, so their leader lifespan is 30 years. It's very interesting. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's put a farm on Earth, followed by 2 more of those. I'm gonna put a small buttload of mining facilities on Mars. It's not a small buttload, but yeah, a few mining facilities on Mars. Hopefully we'll get more Xindi there, and they can pump out minerals, which will be useful for producing alloys. Alrighty.
Special project complete.
Did we get that one? No, not yet. We're at 64% though. We're gonna get it, so not really a big concern. They're still enslaving despots. That's not a good look. And these are probably the Ferengi. I believe this is the Ferengi star system. We'll find out here in a second. We've gotten a report from Science Officer Yasmin Gagni. It seems that a ceramic container is circling the star Epsilon Indi. Hello, Apollo. Thank you for joining. It's circling the star Epsilon Indi Alpha, most peculiar. Should obviously not be there, yet somehow it has managed to find its way into a close orbit. Special project can be issued to investigate the container and try to deduce how it ended up there. Sure, we will
Log
investigate.
updated.
God willing, we will. This war between the Andorians and the Vulcans will end so that we can
Speak boldly, or not at all.
get the Federation formed. I'd like to do that rather sooner than later.
Who's the thief?
Sure.
Construction complete. Anomaly detected.
The Enterprise NX-01 sensors have locked onto the vessel. It is loaded to capacity with minerals and its engines appear dead. An automated distress signal loops every 78 seconds. I left that there for like 11 years, no 12 years. So there's shouldn't be anybody left there, but yeah. Captain Archer orders a channel open and introduces himself. A short, round alien appears in the view screen. Aha, the alien replies. You've broadcast a distress signal. Do you need assistance? Aha, the alien repeats again. What is the nature of your problem? Archer asks impatiently. We are the Packlid. Our ship is the Mandar. Look for things that make our ship go again. Help repair, perhaps? Send an away team. Archer has joined the away team repairing the Packlid vessel. While on board, he discovers that the ship's databanks contain extensive scientific data on this region of space. Given the varying encoding formats, including at least one classified United Earth protocol, the data is most likely stolen from multiple species. The captain mulls over whether to confront the Packlid about the data or abandon the reports. We will confront the Packlid. No, wait. Yeah. Archer accuses the Packlid captain of having stolen data from United Earth. The alien laughs as he draws a disruptor pistol, vaporizing a member of the repair team. Archer orders the Enterprise NX-01 transporter chief to beam the rest of the repair crew back aboard. As the team are successfully beamed back, a hastily configured dampening field set in place by the Packlid prevents the return of the captain. Packlid transmits a warning to the Enterprise NX-01. The captain must complete the repairs to the vessel alone or be killed. This is a disaster. We will see what happens. Usually, all you have to do is try to trick him, but we'll see.
Technology discovered.
Is that the Saleya? That is the Saleya. And there's our last item in this tree. So we're going to get a nice boost to science. And we're going to get a perk. And for that perk, we're going to choose magic to make the sanest man go mad. Technologies that would have been indistinguishable from magic mere generations ago are now within our reach. A new age of technology has begun. Gives us plus 10% research speed, and then 4 research alternatives. So it is really, really dope. So that's what we're gonna do. Archer is forced to proceed alone with the repairs to the Packlid vessel. Given the precarious state of the ship's warp core, direct action could prove disastrous and destroy the ship along with the captain. Attempt to trick them? Yes. You Packlid are not stupid, says the first officer to the Packlid captain on Enterprise NX-01 view screen. The Packlid captain pauses for a moment. No, we are not stupid, he replies. You have outthought and defeated us. You have our captain. We respect your strength and cunning. Yes, we are strong and cunning, the Packlid agrees. Well then, we give you all our dilithium and the contents of our databanks in exchange for our captain. Lower your shields and we will beam them over to you. The Packlid vessel lowers its shields. Moments later, Captain Jonathan Archer is safely aboard the Enterprise. With no intention of paying the ransom, the Enterprise NX-01 leaves the area. That could have gone better, but we gained 50 influence. Right. We now have 4 extra alternatives, so this should be. Yeah, look at that. It's a lot. We're gonna do this one real quick. Knock out the last 550 point technology in the society tree. Nice. We just got some free minerals there. I'm not gonna read that one aloud. We'll build up Risa a tiny bit.
Construction complete.
Interesting.
Construction complete.
Oh no, they're gonna get it. Oh no. Oh well. They deserve it.
Construction complete.
Here's the Ferengi. Sweet.
It is always good to have allies or enemies.
And they are pursuing this war.
Complete.
And it looks like, yeah, so the Andorians have managed to take lease. I don't see any systems that the Vulcans managed to take. Even though the Vulcans did win the dogfight between the Saleya and the Kamari, it looks like they are just plain out outnumbered by the Andorians, who probably have more fleets.
It is an honor to meet you.
Well, both of them have
logical
superior fleet
request.
power right now. Yeah. I would love to take a look at what's going on with that war. That would be cool. Maybe I could send a ship just to hover around. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Let me go to ship designer. Let's build a new scout. We will call this the Apollo class. There we go. We'll name them after Greek, or not Greek, but messenger gods, etc., etc. Just out of curiosity, this one's got 474, this has got 497. Okay. So, pretty decent increase in capability. Once again, just increasing internal movement speed. Helps with quite a few things.
Anomaly detected. Our presence presence in the galaxy has not gone by unnoticed.
Ferengi are actually a good candidate for the future of the Federation, and we all love Nog, and it is in honor of Nog that I will initiate good relations with the Ferengi. Despite their hyper-capitalistic ways, they seem like good eggs, kind of. I mean, each individual Ferengi could be good or evil, really. But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
It is always good to have allies or enemies.
Alright, their fleet powers dropped to equivalent,
Our presence would indicate
as has
that
theirs, so they
diplomacy
must
is
have had a couple recent battles. Considering our fleet largely has not recovered from what happened with the Zindi. Probably something that we should fix, but I'm not in too much of a hurry. There we go. We'll call this the second expedition. Have to give them little names so we keep track. What the hell's the first expedition? I don't know where this dude came from, but yeah, now we have now we have a Zindi admiral. Cool. I'm gonna send him over here just to take a look and see what's happening, and then we'll send him off to explore.
Technology discovered.
Alright, we're probably gonna go with planetary unification. Gives us a unity boost of 5%, which is the equivalent of one of the traditions in the science tree. Plus we get edict funds, plus we get all these new edicts, which are going to be very useful. Speaking of edicts, we do have Map the Stars. We did not have that. So we're going to map the stars. We're going to do research grants and first contact protocols. And that's it for right now. We'll see what else pops up. Looks like there's the Vulcan fleet.
Construction complete. Technology discovered. Construction complete. Survey complete.
Terra Nova's finally hit 5 pops. Good stuff, man. We're gonna make this one a mining colony. We'll put both mining and food on there because we do need food, that's for sure.
Construction complete.
And it looks like the Vulcans are attempting to retake that star.
Construction complete.
wondering where
Speak boldly, or not at all.
where the Andorian fleet is, because they are not doing too well. Or at least I don't see them, you know. I'm just gonna have that scout ship follow the Vulcan fleet around. That way we get to at least see what happens. Uh-oh, Cardassia annexes Bajor. The Cardassian Union has annexed Bajor in an audacious attempt to bolster their own resources. The Galactic community has largely condemned the act, but so far no action has been taken by any of the major empires. Understood.
Special project complete.
They're attacking the Andorian home system now. Where is the Andorian fleet?
An alien empire is making contact. Construction complete.
It looks like they might be able to do this one. Unless the Andorian fleet shows up pretty damn quickly.
Log updated.
Uh-oh, the USS Pegasus Bay. What is that? Name ring a bell. We'll send the Earth fleet out there just to take a look. I'm not seeing any Andorian fleets, man. It's not
Technology discovered.
not a good day. I think the
Speak
Andorians might
boldly,
be getting beat.
or not at all.
The Vulcans have 100% war exhaustion, though. So they're not enjoying this whatsoever. We're going to go with the next stage thruster, and then we're going to work on beasting our torpedoes out a little bit. The Betazoids just taught the Orions a lesson. I may have to do the same depending on what they build here. Damn, it looks like the Vulcans are about to make landfall on Andoria. This is kind of Kind of sad, man. And it came to this.
Technology discovered. Special project complete.
As our fleet reaches our damaged vessel, which has clearly taken a significant amount of damage from the attack, sensors pick up another fleet inbound with weapons hot. Vessels appear to be Vulcan in design. Why would the Vulcans be attacking us? What is happening?
Construction ship under fire.
Are we outmatched? We are way outmatched, actually. We are. No bueno, this is not good.
Fleet lost.
Well, there goes our freaking fleet. Jesus, good lord. Alright, we're gonna go ships of the line because I think pretty much everybody will want to see those ships. And I don't know where
Initiating
those
communications.
Vulcans came from. Dude, don't tell me that's the... It's not the Romulans, is it? We lost our entirety of our fleet. Dealing with
Initiating
them.
communications.
Oh no, we've got the Romulans up here, so somebody else. I don't know who the fuck it is, but they're... No bueno, man, no bueno.
Logic dictates that combat is sometimes necessary.
Udar Statir.
Speak boldly, or not at all.
I will let them guarantee my independence because, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on right now.
Initiating communications. Initiating communications.
Udar statieu.
You know what? I appreciate all these guys being like, "Hey, we'll make sure you stay alive." Appreciate that a lot. Okay, well, never mind then. It's like, oh, now you've got 2 ships. You're good. You're good, buddy. All right. We'll call this Soul Defense Force. That's what it is. We'll probably make all fighters for the Soul Defense Force. But man, I mean, building any ships is, I mean, it's kind of a little bit of an undertaking, especially once we get to the higher order technologies and stuff like that, higher level technologies. Can be a real drain on your economy. I don't know what those ships are, but they are staying put. But they've got 3.5 thousand. Thank you, good God. Yes. All right. So the Babel 1 summit is happening. We will send the Enterprise.
Log updated.
Does that mean they're at war or they're at peace
Our
now?
presence would indicate that diplomacy has failed.
Not yet.
Is this correct?
Where the hell's the Babel 1 conference? That's the one.
Technology discovered.
We're gonna go with high energy impulse
Technology
systems.
discovered.
I'm gonna go with that for right now. So many things to pick from. If we plan to armor tank on our ships, we'll need Trillium. I don't know how much Trillium I actually saw in our space. We'll go with dilithium first, and then we'll get Trillium. We may want to make one fleet as an armor tanking, just in case we come across somebody who's just fucking blowing shields up, knocking them down, you know. Plus that I find in Star Trek, the vast majority of weapons do armor, so you can kind of change the paradigm a little bit by creating a fleet that, or excuse me, do shield damage or more shield damage, and you can kind of change the paradigm by doing an armor tanking. But it's not always the case. Like, I think disruptors do more damage to armor. We'll have to see what's going on. They said, "Oh man, I think he's got enough. I think you're fine, humans." Excuse me. Oh, some Klingons. Jeez, look how big the Cardassian Union is. Good lord. We're gonna have some trouble. Not gonna go over well. So I've got a feeling the Klingons are gonna be fucking dope. Oh, dude, the Zenkethi have attacked Valeria? They have. Ah, shoot. Or no, it's the Valerians. Yeah, the Valerians have attacked. No, it's it. Okay, no, it's the Zenkethi. The Zenkethi have attacked them, so. Alright, the Andorians finally made peace with the Confederacy of Surak. Does not look like anything actually changed hands.
What can the Imperial Guard do for
They
you?
didn't even change their, militarist or anything like that. So it's kind of like a white peace almost, I think. Which kind of makes sense. The Confederacy of Surak were tired. I think they had 100% war exhaustion. The Andorians had no fleet left, but yeah, I mean, it was just a bad situation all around. We definitely need to prevent that kind of bullcrap. Alright, so let's go with the Babel 1 conference and get that all taken care of. While we're doing that, we will build Utopia Planitia. We need 38 more doobity dubs. And on Starbase 1, we can replace this with San Francisco Fleet Yards. Or can we? Yeah, we can replace this with San Francisco Shipyards, which will give us one more, adds starting experience to the ships. So we're gonna sell that. Sell a bunch more deuterium. Because we're about to do a couple different upgrades. First thing though, San Francisco shipyards. Those are getting upgraded. Alpha Centauri, we're going to turn this into Centauri shipyards. That is a totally legit Starbase name. We're still missing 138. Okay, hold on. Go. I think, yeah, I mean, after the Babel conference, the Federation comes along very quick, so these are going to be the last things I manage to have an effect on, and then it'll be up to y'all, so we'll see how well y'all do, because our fleet needs to be rebuilt, everything needs to be rebuilt, right? We definitely need to colonize more. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and get started on some of that as well.
Is making contact.
There are the Klingons. Probably should have chose green, but I keep on... Ooh, they are not doing well. What the hell's going on? Do they not get their houses or something like that? Or maybe their houses are treated as separate entities? Who knows? We'll have to take a look and see what the hell's going on, that's for sure. There's a Suliban doing Suliban things. Suliban bullshit. gonna build 10 Hornet squadrons and then start building frigates again. It's kind of weird that we lost the whole fleet, really. I mean, but it is a 3.5 thousand point enemy right there. So we definitely need to figure that out.
Special project complete.
Welcome to the Battle Summit. The summit is underway and discussions are intense. The subject turns to discussions on old rivalries and grievances. Relations between Vulcan, Andor, and Tellar have fluctuated over the years, and many consider Earth too young to be trusted. How can peace be built with so much history? It's time to put old rivalries aside. Look at that. They all get set to 0. Cool. Time to decide the future. Thanks to intense negotiations, real progress has been made and a major breakthrough has been reached. The question remains, is it time to build trust and look at each other in a positive light, or do we forge ahead alone? Let's forge a new future together. The conference comes to an end with all sides wary of this new direction but optimistic. Perhaps the time to cement the deal with a secure coalition draws near. We can look towards the future together. We will propose an alliance. The government of United Earth, back on Earth, the government of the United Earth, back on Earth, has approved the proposal to form an interstate alliance of like-minded governments across the Alpha and Beta quadrants. This alliance will be the first steps to bringing peace and security to the powers involved. Each government will need to vote on the process, and the conference will reconvene in 10 days to decide on their future. Invite the other members. Alright, following on from the success of the Babel Conference, the ambassadors and representatives from each major power drawn up a proposal to form an interstate alliance for mutual protection and assurance. Signing this agreement will mean the termination of any existing agreements and a commitment to joining the coalition of planets. This may open the way to further strengthening of this relationship. We're going to vote yes.
Survey complete.
Let's see how they vote. Who's this? Oh, T'Pol. Look at that. T'Pol is now a heroic admiral. We'll give her a brand spanking new signed ship. Because we need more. Honestly, we need more of those decontamination room scenes. So T'Pol is getting T'Pol. She is getting her own science ship, her own command. I mean, we're doing it for science. Doing it for science. Sounds weird. Okay. I think that's enough. I have not updated the science ships, have I? No, I've not. Let me do that real quick. It's one of the last things I'll do. Yeah, main laboratory. Okay. That's what we want. We want crew bunks. We want a Type 3 Yoyodyne. We do need to upgrade those sensors because that's a little far behind. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's the same energy use, so we'll go ahead and go with it. These need to be upgraded, of course. This is a big deal because we need the ship going as fast as it can to survey planets. There we go. And now for the front end of it. We're going to give it some hardened fields. I think it can do that. And it still moves at 213. We will call this, instead of the Franklin, this will be the Newton. And the Franklin gets retired. And T'Pol will get one of the new Newton-class ships. They have only 30 crew, but they're pretty awesome. Oh, it's the Karanites.
We will stand as one in the face of our enemies.
A history record on this day, the governments of the United Earth and the Confederacy of Zurich signed a treaty of federation. As founding members of the coalition planets, they will now face the future as firm allies. This new galactic union will serve as a shining example to the rest of the galaxy of all that can be accomplished by working together. A new era of interstellar diplomacy has begun. Great day. And it looks like everybody voted yes, including the Andorians, which, I mean, makes sense. They don't quite have any. They don't quite have any military left. All right. And then it shouldn't be too long before the Federation itself joins, or the Federation itself comes together. But now, thank God, we do not have. You know, we are not alone in this, so we'll figure out what to do with these guys after we rebuild Soul Fleet. Ooh, we found the morale. Nice. Okay, cool, man. We will establish embassies with both of these dudes. Oh, the Husnock are literally already invading the Morale. That is a damn shame, dude. I'll tell you what. Wow, look at that. The Nausicaans have actually taken off. And the Klingons have not really done a lot of expanding yet. But they do have that house mechanic, so they're eventually going to be big and bad, large and in charge, you know? Oh yeah, let's go ahead and enter into migration treaties.
Admit the truth.
With all these dudes.
Always walk cautiously under the ice.
There we go. The reason I do that now is I think it might affect how the Federation's member states work once we form the Federation. We've got a bunch of unity, so we might be able to do
Technology discovered.
I don't know why I picked that.
Our presence in the galaxy has not gone by unnoticed. Construction complete. Technology discovered.
What I plan to do is I'm going to put the Galactic Forum here. And habitats, if we're allowed to build habitats. I can't remember if this mod has any. But, you know, we'll put some cool stuff in Wolf 424 and make it like the diplomatic capital of the Federation, I guess. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is one of the moons is about to slam into Behemoth. Let's make sure to figure out what's going on there.
Our presence in the galaxy has not gone by unnoticed.
Begin colonization of Alpha Centauri. Because there's a bunch of planets that are good for us.
Log updated.
Ooh, no, we don't. No, I'm not gonna start anybody in a war. You know, that'd be not cool for whoever takes over as president. I think, though it might have been a thing to do.
Our presence in the galaxy has not gone by unnoticed.
Just out of curiosity, which of these is the best to land on? Definitely not that one. I remember that one. You know, we're going to go with Alrigi. If I remember correctly, these all have special stuff on them. Alrigil. But yeah, they all have special stuff on them, so like we can rebuild Centauran cities. So the Centauran colonies are pretty good places to colonize, or at least they should be prioritized. Ooh, Trip. We're gonna go ahead and recruit Trip as well, because you can never have enough. Oh wait, Trip is an admiral, isn't he? Look at that. There he is, buddy. Hey, Trip. Paul's new ship is ready to go, so she's gonna get that ship. I'm gonna send her there to research that anomaly, and then probably over here towards the Zindi. No. Can't go there, can I? Nope.
Initiating communications.
He was gonna
Establishing colony. An alien empire is making contact.
Oh, look at that. The Betazoids are about to grab this one, I think. Yep, they are. They sure will. Okay. We're probably going to go ahead and move here then. You just go ahead and survey over there. We'll grab Malona as well as the Badlands. Because we do need a position near Bajor and all that Cardassian bullshit pops off. But soon the Betazoids will be a part of the Federation too. So.
An alien empire is making contact.
We were successful in our attempt to record the collision between Behemoth and its moon. The event was captured from several different angles and transmitted live throughout our space. Most importantly, our scientists under the leadership of Jonathan Archer were able to record a large amount of valuable physics data that will surely benefit our research. We gained 669 physics, 200 experience. Sweet. Let's go ahead and research all this other stuff.
Technology discovered.
Luna is not producing any alloys yet. Not yet. How do we have miners? Oh, from this one mining network. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do that. Up. And one more fusion reactor followed by a civilian industrial center. And if we can, why not? There's one decision we can take, which is repair Orpheus. Gives us another industrial district. I don't think that's necessary, but we'll do it anyways. Oh, before I do that though, I do want to go ahead and get some growth going on these planets. On our continental planets per se. Because we need as much growth as we can, pushing more population out, because we need people to fill up those jobs. Do we have enough? Yeah, let's go ahead and fund terraforming before a new president takes over. Let's do one more farm, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. One more farm on Earth. We're going to avoid upgrading them right now because that upgrade comes with upkeep. It's a little bit much right now, a little bit steep. Now let's check. Yeah, we've only got 5 nitrate, so we definitely need more nitrate before we start going around upgrading things. In fact, we may not want to do those agricultural districts until I solve that nitrate problem. Alright, here we go. Our interstellar alliance has caught the public imagination. No longer is Earth an isolated backwater on the galactic stage, but a central component in a powerful block of shared values and interests. This coalition of planets protects us, but there are many who wish for further integration to better secure ourselves against hostile neighbors. Many influential politicians on coalition worlds have signaled a desire to start this process. All that is needed is for one leader to step forth and make that proposal. Unity is in Earth's interest. We'll go ahead and proceed. Let's see what everybody else says. Maxwell Forrest. Congratulations. We will say yeah, he's the prime minister. So there is a Federation president, because I do know, like, somewhere it's been talked about how there is both a prime minister and a Federation president. But yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I can rename them as well. The Confederacy of Surek has voted in favor of forming the Federation. The Tellarites have voted in favor of forming the Federation. The Andorians have voted in favor of forming the Federation. The delegates have all assembled in the Grand Chamber on Earth. Billions of people from each of the Coalition homeworlds watch from their homes or on enormous public displays. Federation Day. Prime Minister Maxwell Force steps forward, allied counterparts in tow. Dozens of lights from the audience flash, and the roar of the crowd subsides till the entire hall is blanketed in silence. The leaders gather around a large book on the central podium and in turn mark their names. Today is a historic day, Prime Minister Maxwell Force says to the gathered masses. Today is the day our many races are joined together in peace and in the spirit of exploration and progress. Today marks the birth of a federation, the United Federation of Planets. And with that, applause thunder. That's pretty good.
Initiating communications.
Alright, we are now the Federation. Look at that. Alright, welcome to Earth. We're going to go ahead and have literally every new Federation member that comes along, we're going to invite their population to live on Earth. So yeah, should be good. Looks like we need one more ruler job. Well, he'll get demoted and he'll fill in one of these intelligence or security officer job, or possibly a doctor. Why don't we have our doctors? Oh, I guess it's because the alloys were needed. Alright, we're gonna... yeah, we're gonna... Okay, so next game, we're gonna go ahead and elect the Federation President, which is gonna be one of you, the viewers. Next game, I will focus a lot on organization, because we're gonna need some sectors beyond what we have right now. So it'll be a good 15 minutes of sector building. I might do that off camera, per se. We may not need another sector yet. But once we get the Betazoids in there, most definitely. But yeah, it's pretty dope. Let's see here. So for those of you who don't know, when the United Federation of the Planets has been formed, once again we are one nation now, but you'll see here we have these little vassal nations.
Speak boldly, or not at all.
And the vassal nations are just the homeworlds of the Federation members. They'll maintain their own fleets, and sometimes they'll ask us to do things, especially Andoria. Andoria likes diplomatic entourages sent to pretty much everyone who joins. It's largely because Andoria is militarist, whereas the rest of the Federation is either pacifist or uncaring, per se. But yeah, man, we have a lot. It looks like a lot of infrastructure we've still got to build up. Maybe not as much as I might think, though. Yeah, maybe not. It's just a few spots here and there where I'm like, okay, yeah, that could use building up, or that could use building up, but nothing too crazy. Oh wow, we are. The Andorans weren't playing around, boy. They literally built a colony like right next to Romulus. Look how small Romulus is, and that's another thing is we look huge. We are huge. One of the things is, you know, we've come together with a built-in vassal swarm. It's kind of the equivalent of having, you know, the Japanese daimyo. Only imagine if the, you know, in EU4. Only imagine if the Japanese daimyo did not attack each other. Like, they only worked, you know, so we come with a vassal swarm that we really don't have to work to maintain. That being said, other powers do have some, like, great benefits. Like, the Klingons will have this house mechanic, so they'll have, like, 6 or 7 houses or something like that. And those houses will each have their own fleet. The Cardassians, I don't know what their unique mechanic is because I've never actually played Cardassians.
You won't regret it.
I just know that the Cardassians will also have a huge freaking fleet. And, yeah, it can be a challenge. The Romulans, I've never really gotten a challenge from the Romulans. I don't know what their foci is supposed to be, but it never seems to, you know, never seems to be a problem. The Tamarians largely remain independent, like they don't.
Rai and Jiri has Lung, Rai of Luani. Luani.
I'm trying to think. I think they do. I have had them join before, but it's not the quickest thing. It's not the easiest thing, that's for sure. And of course, the Betazoids and the Drill, they do like to join. The Denobulans like to join. The Saurians, the Deltans, and the Benzarians also like to join. They should be in a federation already. Good, they are. I think we will go with... I'm gonna ask to join the Trill Betazoid Federation here. Who are these guys?
Together, we can operate at superb efficiency.
They're allied with the Saurians. Who are these guys
Statier.
allied with? They're allied with no one. Okay. I'm gonna guarantee their independence because I do not want them getting eaten up by the Kazinti. That's pretty much where we are. Valerius, unfortunately, probably going to get eaten by the Tazinki. And one of the presidents, whoever gets elected, will deal with that. But yeah, I would say probably our first focuses should be on building up the economy. Anyhow, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it a lot. This will be on YouTube. If you're watching later as part of the Flags of the Founders, yeah, feel free to put some comments down. Things you think I did well, things you think I was stupid with, things I can improve with. The Federation just got formed, so we literally paused, and we're going to stop it right there because we're about to, yeah. This is the key thing that I was waiting for to happen. And the only thing that I've done since the Federation forming was guaranteed the Deltans and submitted to join the Betazoids coalition. And we'll see how that goes, but we can now go ahead and elect a president. And specifically, you know, it's Andoria, Vulcan, Talar, and Earth as member worlds. Alright. Thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a great night.